there, I'm Jonathan. Welcome to my channel, Jonathan's Diamond Painting and Stuff. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back to me, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here. So, I'm sorry for the lack of content over the last week or so. But as you know, I've just been to Germany to visit the Christmas markets, which I will be talking about in this session. And just literally got back today. It's, what time is it now? It's 9:45 at night, so it's a bit of a late one, but I'm just a little bit wired. And, I want to, get all these things out my head while I still remember them. And, I'm just excited to finally get started with my Diamond Art Studio Advent kit. Sorry, I had a bit of a mental blank there. So yeah, but also I want to open all the bits of my advents that I've missed while I'm away. Okay, so what date are we now? We are the 9th, so I can open up until the 9th. I will be putting this video out tomorrow, which will be Sunday the 10th, so there'll be no spoilers. Just opening this away from the camera to protect my dress. And this is from Kat. And I'll just open all of Kat's up to the 9th. And then I will open 8. Is that 6 or... Oh yes, that's 9. Oh, is that 9? Oh, 5. Oh no, that's 6, because it's the right way up. Sorry, trying to get them all. And 9. Okay, lots to open. I know. I could spread these until Christmas, but I'm away and everything's going to be all a bit higgledy-piggledy anyway. So I will just open them now. Okay, so it was my husband's birthday when we left. Oh, what's this feel like? Let's open this one. I just double check my camera that you can see everything. Yep, you can. Okay, let's just open up. Ooh, another of her. This is like a sample. It's not full-size putty, but it's still plenty of room for multi-placing and everything, so yeah. And Kat did ask me when I went away, she's like, have you opened today's yet, Jonathan? And I was like, no, I'm away now. And so I said, I bet it's chocolate. And yet it is warming cocoa. And I'm very, very, very pleased to say that Kat has finally relented and taken one of my scent suggestions on board, and she has made the chocolate orange scent, which I've ordered 2 packs of, along with a lot of other recent ones that she's made. So yeah, so I'm really, really looking forward to that coming. But yeah, let's have a little smell. Oh, that is exactly what it says on the box. Exactly. Just that smell as you sniff your warm mug of cocoa. Yeah, or drinking chocolate, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's beautiful. Love the orangey brown sort of colouring, and love the little golden sparkles that are showing through. But that's lovely. Oh, I'm so excited. I might get that going tonight. We'll see. But I've got a long way to go yet. Okay, so, and this is number 5 from Kat again. Ooh, White Christmas. And again, another sample size. I definitely get the cold. It's very similar to Snow Has Fallen, or Snow Is Falling, sorry, but it has something else there, which I can't think what it is. I'm going to ask my friend Sarah to sniff this one. I might look at the scent description afterwards, but I just can't tell what that undernote is, but it's really making me think of the snow though on Christmas. Well, not that we ever get snow on Christmas Day, but you know, you can dream. Of course, we don't really want too much snow because we want to be able to get to all our families and everything, you know. Okay, and this is a bit of a bulky one. Oh, I think I know what this is. Number 6. I love these. Yep, it's a lovely trash drill pot. I do love these. Beautiful, just to put in all your trash drills in, or sometimes I used to have one for my waste putty as well, and then I can just put it in easily, and then I can just get rid of it all at the same time. But they're very useful, those. Okay, number 7. It's a very flat one, this. What can it be? Oh, that's lovely. So this is a so this is just a voucher code which you can use up till the 30th of June next year. I'm obviously not going to show the code, but that's a lovely gesture, and you can get one free putty of your choice from Cat's shop. That's beautiful. Not gonna. Yeah. I'll make sure when I'm editing this that I didn't show that in any way, and I'll blank over it if I did, because obviously not. Cat won't want everyone and sundry having access to that code, I'm sure. Oh, Christmas morning. Don't know what this is. Right. Oh, I like that. It's pink on one side and kind of white on the other. That's clever. It's lovely, sweet floral tones. That's beautiful. And number 9. Christmas wreath. Okay, let's see what one this is. Yeah, you can imagine the green foliage when you're smelling this. It's a very rich, deep scents in there. Might be a bit of pine and some other evergreen trees I'm imagining. But yeah, that's really nice. Okay, so that is all of Cats. I'll just pop them back in the box, and I will be putting these in my recycling after. Just pop this away and just open the Add More Zest ones. Okay, right, just get them out. So we left on the 4th, didn't we? So let's have a look. That's the 5th, 7th, 8th, 10th. Is it the 10th today? No, sorry, not on the 10th. It's up to the 9th, isn't it? 4th. Here we are. 6th. 9th. Is that all of them? Yeah. So we've got the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th and the 9th. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to put the rest back and let's have a see what we've got. Okay. Right, so. Oh, it's a bit squidgy, this one. Oh! Now, I did accidentally get a spoiler for this. Apparently, this is a tiny little cross-stitch kit, which I think is very, very cute. yeah, and obviously I have tried cross stitch, and actually I've been doing a cross stitch on my journey, which I will show you in a bit. You know, just show that I'm not, you know, averse to doing it a little bit, but I do prefer the speed and efficiency of diamond painting. But apparently there are various designs. Spoiler warning, I'm showing it. This is a little cute little reindeer coming out of the box. And I'm guessing these have been designed in-house. Yeah, because they're exclusive to this advent kit. And yeah, you just got your bunch of threads together here. You have a bit of fun trying to figure out which is which. Yeah, they've all been given 2 strands, you know, so it shouldn't be too difficult to discern what each colour is. We've got like I think a dark, we've got like a brown, some reds, a white, off-white, some yellowy colours, and a pink. Yeah, so that's really cute. Really like that. But apparently they're not all the same. So there are a few different designs out there, just to make it a bit more interesting. Because I think I found that out by accident. Okay, so that's number 4. Alright, number 5. Here we are, number 5. Well, lovely set of metal tips. I mean, personally, I won't use these, but these serve a lot of people really well. I mean, I might use this straightening tool because I don't have a lot of these, you know, so I don't tend to straighten that much myself, but just sometimes when I've really gone off gauge, you know, and I need to straighten my drills out, you know, and yes, and then just the angle single and the normal. This is a lot like one from a company called Cattiad that I got. But yeah, they're very beautiful, very useful. I'm sure a lot of people will find them really, really handy. Okay, and we've got number 6. Oh, yeah. Again, not something I would use, but these are very useful. Basically, you can stick these to your drills, and then you can stick your tray to the top of it, and it just keeps your tray from moving. I personally don't get on as well with these as I get on with other things, because I just find it's difficult to peel, and you're peeling off your drill tray from that, and that's why I developed this like Tramat drill tray mat, which I think is a lot easier to move about. But that's just me personally. I'm sure a lot of people find those useful. Number 7. Oh, and a couple of little trash drill trays. They're very cute. It's a pink one and a deep, a kind of between a slate grey and a dark blue. Beautiful. Love my trash drill trays. And then number 8. Oh, tape measure. Always useful as both a nurse and the measuring canvases. It's great, and that is centimetres. And there's inches on the other side. It's a 60-inch tape measure. So obviously it doesn't go to the large designs, but very useful. It's just always good to see if they're accurate sometimes. And then number 9. Oh, that's beautiful. That's just some silvery round crystal drills. That's beautiful. I mean, if you're doing some Christmas projects and you want to glam them up, or you've got some Christmas kits and they don't quite have enough bling, you know, or enough sparkle, I think these will be really handy. That's a really cute idea. And okay, let me just move all these underneath. And I forgot to light my advent candle, didn't I? Because I was so excited to open all my advent stuff. I forgot to light it. It's got loads to go. I mean, I'm on... I mean, inside, it's kind of not peeled out. concaved in yet properly, but it's around about down to number 3 on the inside, but it's still not kind of collapsed yet. So, right, so I'm going to do a little bit of my third window on the Advent kit by Diamond Art Studio. Really, really excited about this. So, spoiler warning: I'm gonna be revealing the first 2 windows now, and I'm working on the third. Okay. Just peel this back. And just peel that back. So I'm working on. Okay. Now. Okay, I'm just bringing up my app. So I'm working on an Android tablet, but I'm using a bit of software that can be used on both Android or iOS, and that's Markup RXP. It's an excellent app. I have done a guide. I'll put a little thing up in the corner of the screen there, just for you to have a look. And what I'm going to do, sorry, just find the right pattern. What I'm going to do is I will do a screen capture of my tablet, and I will put a little bits of it up in the corner of the screen so you can see it and see my process for how I'm crossing off my symbols and everything. Okay, and I'm just going to alter the zoom on my camera so you can see this a bit better. I'm going to turn my light board on. Okay, so this is Advent Day 3, and I can't tell what on earth that is right now. Okay, so let's get going. So to begin with, I am just going to put some ABs around the edge. Now, I found I preferred myself. Sorry, just find the extras. I preferred myself checkerboarding the edges, and then as I do complete the sections nearest to them, I can just fill them in, and I just find that's a bit better for me. You know, in getting them placed as well as I can. Okay, so I'm just doing that now. I'll just quickly go through this and speed it all up. Okay, so I've done all the checkerboard of the outline. I'm just going to zoom in. Obviously mindful about not sharing the chart before time, but this has been out for... this is day 3 and we're on day 9 now, so I'm not hopeful that all of you that have the calendar have got well past this stage by now. But do not be upset if you haven't, because it is a new challenge for a lot of us. You know, we're doing diamond painting in a very different way, and some of you may never have done a cross-stitch pattern, so this is all totally new to you. So just embrace it and enjoy it, you know, because it's I'm finding the new challenge and the new way of working really freeing, really, and it's lovely doing something slightly differently. And then I'm already thinking about how I can utilise this, you know, for my game, you know, craft-wise. I'm thinking like, well, this could mean I could do patterns that I might not necessarily be able to do because I'm you know, I'm able to do cross-stitch patterns now, cross-stitch conversions, as I spoke in some of my previous videos. 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And one of my really good friends, who I called Queen of DP, Diamond Painting, but she is so talented in my eyes anyway, but very, very humble. She recommended that I start with the 1s and the 2s and the 3s, so that's all the purple background, and then doing the ticks, which is often just in the background. Those are like your white ABs, and then the rest of it is a lot easier to fill in then. So if you're struggling and taking really long, you could try that tip. But I found it, for the first two anyway, it worked really well actually. And of course I've not put my protection on. There we go. So I'm just selecting the ones, so searching for them and selecting them, and they're all highlighted, and then I just click on the pen, and then I've just done that first row. So unlike cross stitch, I fill these a row at a time. Sometimes I'll do a load, and later on I'll select them all off, because cross stitch often you're doing one leg of the stitch and then you're going over in a cross with the second leg of the stitch. So it's not until you've done the second leg and all the stitches that you usually mark it off your charts. But obviously this one we're doing just one dot for both legs of the cross stitch. Now when you go onto your pattern in markup and in your stats, you know, so you can click this button, the info button here, and it will show you marked stitches. So that's how many stitches you've physically done in a pattern. I've got 22,743 because I've got a pattern that includes first 19 pages of the pattern. So that's why there's so many. That's why there's 25,935 stitches total. That's the total time I spent on this 1 to 9, so 1 and 2, and the bit of 3 I've just started, and the percentage completed. But you can see marked stitches. Now that is actually roughly double what it is, because in normal stitches you would I need to change this putty. So normal stitches you would do 2, you know, before the cross stitch, but obviously we're not doing that. I think this is a good opportunity to break out the cocoa. Where did I put all of them? Oh, I put them all back in, didn't I? Back in the box. Right, let's have a little look. White Christmas, warming cocoa. I could smell it as soon as I took it out of the pack, to be fair. Pop this back. Always seal your putty back up, otherwise it will dry out. Okay, so I need 4, don't I? Okay, sorry, let me go back and show you what I'm doing. So now I've just done that bottom one here, so just click that one off, and I'm just going to do these next 4 here. You may think I'm being really pedantic marking off this frequently, but it is so easy to get yourself lost when you're doing these patterns, especially when you're not used to this way of working. So it's just better. I'm just doing it like line by line for this colour. I know some people are more comfortable doing a whole line in a go, you know, all the colours in one line. I find that much too slow, and that would slow me down a lot. So I've just done those 2 of mine, so I've done 2 lines of this, but a full line of one colour at a time is perfectly acceptable to me anyway. But there's no right and wrong way to do this. This is just, you know, however you want to do it. You are the creator, or so you're not creating the artwork obviously, but it is a creative project to me. But yeah, and then just 1 more down here. Oopsie. Okay, it's this end, isn't it? Oh, that does smell lovely. Okay, so got 1, And you can see I can't mark these ticks off even if I tried, because it's only the ones that are selected. And to me, if I had to do it by the paper pattern, I just don't think I could do it. Hit 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I could do it, but I'd be a heck of a lot slower. So, but yeah. 1, 2, 3. And I've made a couple of mistakes which I fixed so far, but not too many. And I fixed them, but yeah, so it's not been too bad really. I thought I'd make a lot more mistakes than that, but I haven't so far. Thank goodness. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so while I'm doing this, I'll just leave this on so you can see me marking off stitches and seeing how my process is. Just need to get that idea, really. And I'll chat to you for a bit about what's been happening. Okay, so this week, as you know, I've been abroad. It was lovely. I went to Germany with my husband Alan. We're trying to travel more ethically when we can. Obviously, you can't not fly if you go to America, but when you go to Europe, we've got the Channel Tunnel, and so it's quite good way to reduce your carbon footprint is to take the train. And it's a bit more of a, well, I'd say it's a bit more of a pain. Alan doesn't think it is, but we live right next to the train station, and that's about 40 minutes to an hour into London King's Cross, and then from there we can get to St Pancras, which is another station in King's Cross, which is where the Eurostar goes, and that goes to Paris or to Brussels, and then from there you can go to lots of major cities in Europe. And we went the Paris route out, and then on to Stuttgart, which is one German city, and then we went from Stuttgart on to Cologne, another more major German city. So it was very exciting, but also it was very tiring. So yeah, so we really enjoyed it. And actually going out, nothing went wrong. And generally overall, nothing really went that majorly wrong with the journey. It was just quite long and arduous, so yeah. It was a bit of one of those, it's just, but I was okay because I had my cross stitch. I was in my element, so I bought this kit from a company called Janlin, a big cross stitch company. I don't even know if they're still around or not, but it was a kit of 24 little Christmas decorations cross stitch. So you did them on a little bit of AIDA, AIDA. Sorry, never sure about I pronounce it AIDA. Like the opera, so I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not, but anyway. And I used AIDA quite a lot when I was first started cross stitching, because it's a very basic, very, very stiff fabric that you can cross stitch on really easily. All the holes are very, very predefined, but it is also very, because it's very stiff, it's a bit harder to work with in one way and easier in the other. It's harder to get in the hoops or in the frame and all that sort of thing. So, and then as I progressed in my cross stitch, some patterns required some stained, hand stained fabrics, So I started going down the even weave route, which is like that can be man made. Sorry, that can be a man made fibre, use man made, but you can also get like linen even weave as well. And one of my projects, which I'll try and take a picture of, is I did an advent calendar, which was little pillows, and I loved these little pillows. I'll try and find the designer because I actually had to contact her about part of the pattern. But anyway, yeah, you got little pillows with a lovely embroidered, cross stitched with embellishments, number on one side and a lovely picture on the other. And it had things like a gingerbread man, a gingerbread woman. I think number 25 was a beautiful snowy scene with a house. You had a bell. You had a very similar to this actually. So yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful set, and I'll try and put a picture up now. But yeah, so I really enjoyed doing that, and some of the linen I had from that, I think I had left over, and I didn't need anymore. So I thought, oh, I've got some linen, and I figured that my little bits of Aida that I'd cut would only go in my teeny tiny little cross stitch hoop, which I didn't really like using. I like my little. I've got a little frame that's a little bit larger. Actually, I can show you. Yeah, I've got this lovely little plastic frame, which is a tiny bit larger, and too large for my pieces of Aida. So I'll just show you a piece of Aida. Show you the difference. I think this count is the same, but this is. I'm just having a look, see if you can see. So this is. Oh, sorry. This is Aida. You see all the holes. You can see through them, and it is quite stiff. But this is linen. So as you can see, this is a natural fibre, so you can see all these bulky threads here and there because it's natural, so it's a natural woven sort of fabric, so that's why some pieces are bigger, some pieces aren't. And this is what I've been working on, and this is from that kit. And I just thought it would look really cute to do it in even weave and maybe frame it, because I've got so many now for the tree now. I don't really think I need any more, so I might put this one in a little picture frame. But I just thought that I just loved the more confetti pieces. I mean, this did take me a while, and it's just incredible because how important the back stitch is. I've not finished it yet, but you can already see how all that details are popping out with that outlining, which is why it's more crucial with diamond painting to be sure of what sort of pattern it is, how small it is the back stitch, and is the back stitch very, very important, you know, like it is with that pattern, because if it is, you'll have to increase the size of your pattern and adapt your pattern, which for many probably will be a no-go, you know, but for me, I want to have a play, you know. But yeah, so I was doing that and I was listening to some audiobooks. I started another, well, I was continued one I was listening to on Audible that my friend Sarah recommended. It was about I think it was about a human slave that was bound to a shadow fae, so like a very sort of character, you know. But it's very cool, and I really enjoyed it, you know. So and I like listening to books more than reading them, because I just never get the concentration to read, but I can listen while I'm doing stuff. So like if I wasn't talking to you now, I'd probably be listening to that right now, and it's getting so good. I'm on the second book and it's getting really, really good. You know, but I will put a link to that afterwards, okay? Right, okay, so what are we next? Okay, so I did 3 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so yeah, so the train journey was straightforward, and I enjoyed being able to do my stitching while I was actually, when I was going out, I was looking forward more to the stitching than I was to getting there to begin with, but we got there, and I think we didn't have time to go to the markets on the first night because it was quite far away, but we went to a nice little Italian for dinner. That's one thing, when we go to Germany, we really struggle with food, um, and we don't mind German food, you know, but apart from some stewy dishes, I feel we all often feel like once we've been to one, we've been to we've been to all of them, you know, because the food is very similar in different places. So we do prefer to eat more like continental food, like Italian or etc. I mean, mainly Italian, to be honest, because or French. French is good as well. I mean, it was a bit of a boring trip tourist wise until we got to Cologne because we did one major thing in Cologne, which I'll talk about in a minute. But we mainly went for the markets. Now, this was quite an important holiday for us because this is the very first time we've been out of the country since COVID. So I don't think we had any planned holidays. Oh, sorry, this drill is not sticking. But you know, obviously, when after COVID hit, we couldn't go away anymore, and we've really not been anywhere since well before it happened, apart from like things places in this country. And I do remember quite well going to the Lake District, thinking that was a place to go, but then no one obviously could go abroad, so everyone was going there, and it was absolutely packed in some towns like Windermere, and it was absolutely crazy, you know. So we did go to some places like that to you know, just get away from it all and just have a holiday, which was nice, but it's not quite the same as getting out this country, you know, just having a total proper break, you know. So we were really looking forward to that, but it was really stress. But we were really looking forward to that, and it was a bit apprehensive for us, I guess. But we really enjoyed the being in a different country, experiencing a different culture. You know, attempting to speak a different language, which we, to be fair, most people in Germany speak English, particularly the younger generation. Some older generation don't, but to be honest, almost everyone I spoke to, there was only one person I think that was really didn't speak English, and that was a stock lady at CNA, which I will go into my great love of CNA in a minute. So yeah, so it was generally very good, and we managed to try out lots of different delicacies, and I'm actually suffering a bit now because I had a really bad reaction to some food, I think, you know, but I mean, you had all these different foods you can try. There's bratwurst, there's pulled pork burgers, there's currywurst, there's which obviously I wouldn't like because I don't like spicy food. There's all sorts, you know. So I was really spoilt for choice, really, but particularly with the sweeter items. We always have to have a crepe. We always have to have the bratwurst. That's the two things we always have. But this time, I think we had the last 24 hours. I did eat like rather badly, and I am paying for it now. So, I have a dairy intolerance, but sometimes it's a bit hit and miss when it happens. But I drink oat milk pretty much all the time. I don't drink cow's milk at all. The only time I will consume anything from a cow is if it's been pasteurized. So like cheese, most cheeses I'm fine with, but I'm not fine with milk or things that haven't been cooked. So if it's been cooked like as part of a sauce or anything, I'm fine. And it's so weird how you don't even think about it when you're at home and you're just doing your own thing, even when you're in your own country and you know when you go out you can't have this or you can't have that. You know, you just do it and don't even think about it until you go into like markets and eating things you never usually eat. It's very different, you know. So the last 24 hours I ate a few things I probably shouldn't have done. I didn't think about it at the time, but there was this Hungarian dish, which is a bit like it was a fried batter, which to make a flat kind of yeasty sort of bread thing that was deep fried. And then they spread some what I think was sour cream on it, and then you can have a topping of your choice, a bit like a pizza. And I wanted Hawaiian, haha, I know, controversial, yeah, but they didn't have any pineapple, so I had to have tuna and tuna and cheese, and it was very nice. But I didn't think about the sour cream at the time, but it was uncooked, and every time I have sour cream, it's always been cooked, so it could have been that. But also then I had a noodle, which was a gorgeous, like, I think it was another yeasted cake, very very like a bready sort of dumpling sort of cake, so which came accompanied. I had it with cherries, and without thinking, it was cherries and custard all over it, and it was a bit like a school dinner. Like one of those gorgeous stodgy puddings used to get at school, and I really enjoyed it. But obviously, between that and the other thing, I probably ate stuff I just wasn't supposed to, So, and the hotels were very expensive for breakfast, so we didn't eat breakfast at the hotel, so we ended up having pastries almost every day. So it was quite a decadent lifestyle, and being used to having cereal every day, and keeping yourself regular that way. It was a bit out of my comfort zone, so I am paying for it a bit now, but I'm sure I'll be okay by tomorrow. But yeah. So yeah, made myself ill. Right, so going back to Stuttgart, first proper day, we just spent it just going to CNA. Actually, let's talk about that. So, as many of you know, in UK, United Kingdom, we used to have a chain called CNA. I can't even remember what it stands for. I'm sure some people will tell me. But yeah, it was basically like a clothing department store, a bit like what Debenhams used to be, or I guess a bit like some of the clothing of M&S, but it's not quite as upmarket as those. But well, it wasn't when it was here, and I think it was a bit hit and miss how big the TNA was. Where you were, like where I was in Grimsby when I was growing up. It was a relatively small corner shop, which had a men's department and obviously a smaller men's department and a larger women's department. But I never really found that much fair. It felt just very smart, casual, boring, not very unique clothes to me. So anyway, it didn't do well for whatever reason, whether it was the rise of mass-produced clothing, it just did not do well in this country, and so they left. They just took all their shops and went, but it continued to do really well in Europe. So I've often been very excited whenever I've gone to a European country to go to a CNA. I don't think it was a very exciting moment to begin with. It was just like, oh my god, that's CNA! And it was a bit of a novelty to begin with. But last time I went to Germany, I got some jeans from C&A, and the quality was just amazing. And they were like a jogging sort of denim material, so they were really, really. They were really, really flexible and comfortable, and I've not been able to find a pair of jeans like that in this country. So I've tried. I've got one that's similar from M&S, but not nearly. I'm actually wearing it now. Not nearly as nice. It's still a bit stiff. I've got one from Next, again very similar, but no, it's not nearly as nice. And yeah, so I've struggled to find one that even Levi. I've been into one of the Levi shops, expensive shops, and no, they don't have anything like this. It's so flexible and so comfy. This is for men. I mean, I know women have your jeggings. We don't have, obviously. It's a mixture between jeans and leggings. But, so it's just... I just love these. And they lasted me until very recently. I think the last one's knee rent just literally before this holiday. And they've been going about 4 or 5 years. So I've got a lot of wear out of them. I used to wear them almost every day until I got into dungarees. So I just loved the clothes. And so I went back to C&A and... we went to both, actually. We went to one in Stuttgart and we went to one in Cologne. And actually I ended up getting my trousers in Cologne because Stuttgart didn't quite have all my sizes. But then I also got a lovely fisherman's rib jumper from from the CNA in Cologne, and I also got a set of pajamas. And just a few bits, but 2 pairs of jeans really to see me through to when I next go, because I just love the quality, and it's just such a crying shame none of the shops here has that exact sort of style of jeans fabric, and it's just mind-boggling because they're just so comfy, and I just live in them you know, when I've got them. So yeah. So and but anyway, the second CNA, I was really badly prepared. I went to speak to this woman really bad. Expecting that she'd probably speak English. She didn't, and I really struggled to. But she was a bit impatient, to be fair. So it didn't really give me much of a chance. But I could have got my Google Translate app and put a phrasing to ask her, "Do you have any more of this size in the back?" But I tried to gesture, and she kind of gestured over the jean stands, like, "Oh, that's all of them," whatever. So I was like, "Oh, okay," but yeah, she was a bit short with me, and bizarrely, everyone on the checkout spoke perfect English, so it was a bit odd, really. But I guess that's why she was stacking the shelves on the clothing and everything, and not at the cash desk. But yeah, it's fine. I don't expect everyone to speak English. And particularly the older generation, or they haven't always been taught. So the younger generation's been taught very well in schools nowadays, but you still find some of the older generation found that a bit difficult to pick up, which is fine. So I've done two. So I'm mindful I'm not doing much diamond painting and doing too much talking. But yeah. Okay, let's me just. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So another 9. Okay, so yeah, so that's my love for CNA, and I just love how in Europe, we were talking about this in another one of my whipping chats, but how the high streets in the UK and in America has deteriorated quite a lot, but in Germany it's still thriving, and I'm glad to say, after going back, that it still is thriving. It's maybe not quite as good as it was before COVID, but it's certainly not seeing the signs of decline that my country is, since the effects of COVID. So yeah, so it's pretty good. Oopsie, concaved one. But yeah, so before I went to a big see, let me just search that again. I went to a big department store in Cologne, which I remembered, and actually I went back there to see if I could get some toys for my nephew, and yeah, and I did. I managed to get some unique ones, and it was still there, and it was pretty much what it was like I remember it being when I was last there. The footprint was incredible, so big. I was really impressed. And although my husband would very happily say, "Oh yeah, but it's there's a floor on the top there that's not been filled, or there's a couple of floors up there that haven't been filled," so obviously they're not doing that well. But he does tend to pick up little details like that. But overall, I thought they were doing quite well. But which I was very pleased about, because even though our own high street isn't doing well, I don't wish that on anyone, and I'm so glad that Germany are just getting it right, really. But yeah, so just. I know I forgot to say I've got some cute little outfits for my nephew from CNA. I'll try and put some pictures up now, and yeah, it was they were just so cute and so reasonably priced. I couldn't say no, really. But it's always a bit of a difficult thing to think about, isn't it, when you're buying children clothes? It's because you want to make sure they get wear out of it, but you're fighting this game of calculating when the seasons are and how old they'll be next winter, and will they get more than one winter wear out this coat, or how will they fit into this jumper at all if I get it now? And it's a bit of mind-boggling, trying to figure it all out and everything. But I think we've got it right anyway. But we've got some nice cute clothes, and I'm so looking forward to giving them to him. on Christmas Day and seeing the look on his mum's face as well. So, yes, very excited. So, going back to the markets in Stuttgart, yeah, we found lots of lovely gifts, and yeah, so we were very pleased, to be able to get some lovely more homemade gifts, for people. It did feel a little bit more commercialised than it has been, but I still think compared to the markets we have here, I always find the German Christmas markets are out of this world. They really are, they're really so beautiful. All the stuff they have. I don't know why we can't quite replicate what they have, but it's just a bit more difficult for us, I think, somehow. But anyway, so I've got all the gifts from and Christmas decorations and stuff, and then we went to Cologne, and we got there earlier in the day, so about lunch, just after lunchtime, I think, or coming up to lunchtime. So we went onto the markets and we had lunch there. Different day, so my stomach was okay that day. But yeah, so it was 1, 2, 3. Beautiful atmosphere in Cologne. Now, Cologne is a very rich city, and I think based on its location and where it is, it has a lot of money there, due to the location and to a lot of other major cities. So a consequence of that is it's quite expensive. But so we did get some stuff at Cologne, but I think we bought the bulk of it at Stuttgart, because that's just how we did it, But Cologne is such a beautiful city, and when I walked back from the hotel towards the market and saw the west end of Cologne Cathedral for the first time since before the pandemic, it's just so emotional. It's almost like walking in front of the castle in Disney World, in Magic Kingdom, for the first time in ages. It's just really emotional. It's such an amazing building. The architecture is fantastic, and I'm very pleased to say I managed to persuade my husband to take me. Well, I say like I'm like a princess to be taking places, but no, I managed to persuade my husband to go up the tower with me. So we've done it almost every time we've been to Cologne. He was humming and hawing, but clearly he knew I wanted to do it, and be upset. It's one of those like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. I don't want you to do it if you don't want to and everything. But anyway, he relented. He said, oh no, let's do it. So we did it, and it was about 500 and something steps. And the very top bit is quite scary because you're going up this metal constructed staircase in the middle of basically the spire, and then you just see right at the top, and it is just, the view is incredible, and I've got some great shots, so I'll just show you a few of them now. But that was very enjoyable. I love doing that. Good exercise as well. Okay, so we've got 1 and 2 and... Okay, so yeah, so between that we then just went to a whole bunch of the markets, and of course this is a fateful day where I ate the wrong things. So but anyway, won't dwell on that anymore. But yeah, so I was enjoying it, and then I think I went. Oh yes, I had we went to a shop called Kate Wolfert, which is a stall from a big, large company that make handmade, hand-painted ornaments in Rothenburg in Germany. And it's they are stunning, but they are not cheap. And I am not allowed in that shop unsupervised unless my husband confiscates my credit cards. So because I could spend a lot of money, and he gave me a budget when we went in, and actually I managed to stick to. Well, actually, spent well under that actually, so he was quite pleased this time. But I have these handmade, machine knitted hats and scarves that we both wore actually, so we could find each other quite easily. People probably thought, "Oh, who the hell are they?" You know. But anyway, it was really easy. So I thought I wanted to sneak into Cathay Warfare without Alan seeing, so I thought I'll take my hat off, my scarf off, you know, and look like a completely different person, like Kevin does in Home Alone 2. But he, but anyway, he just waited by the entrance to me. So anyway, but it was fine, you know. I did get a nice new decoration, but I always want large, expensive Christmas things. But Alan, thankfully, is my grounding factor, you know, for that, you know. So because obviously it's just a bit much sometimes, and we can only fit so much Christmas stuff in our house. So I'm being extremely slow today because I'm talking to you, and I'm mindful of this could be getting into a long video. Yeah, we're at an hour and 9 minutes now. I know I'll edit some of that out, but yeah, probably have to stop talking soon. But yeah, so Germany was a very nice experience, and I really enjoyed it. Only downside really is just the travelling to and from, you know, it's quite strenuous, particularly the trains back, you know. But as Alan points out, you're waiting around a lot in airports and everything when you do it at the airport. And I'm glad we're doing our thing for the planet, you know, and everything by doing it this way when we can. Trying to be responsible in that way. I know not everyone can do it the way we do, you know, we're both relatively fit and healthy, you know, so we can, you know, take the luggage, you know, because you have to take your suitcases and your hand luggage everywhere with you, so that is a bit of a factor, particularly if you've got like a disability and struggling. So yeah, I was really pleased with Germany. Just a second, just doing this. Okay, try and get to the end of this row at least of them. Oh yeah. Okay, so then we got to here. Okay. Yeah, so that was Germany. Maybe just before I go, I'll do another couple of Christmas films. So what did I cover? It was the Santa Claus and One Magic Christmas, wasn't it? Two of my favourites. I think I'll probably mention a bit of a wild card first, actually. Now, warning: this is a bit of a this is a violent movie, which me and my husband's I think we saw last year. I think it was last year anyway, but it's a Christmas movie called Violent Night, starring David Harbour from Stranger Things fame. So, and he plays Santa, and it is just one of those crazy films which will never win any awards, but it's really fun to watch if you like some horror movies and you like all your nods to classic films, you know. So I'm I love David Harbour in this film, and I just love all the nods. There's nods to Die Hard. I mean, I think they called it like a mix between Die Hard and Home Alone, I think, in a way, you know, because it's got elements of both of them, and it's just, to me, it was just really enjoyable to watch. And at the end of the day, it's just Santa versus some bad guys, you know, and yeah, it's just, but it doesn't hold back on the violence, you know. So my husband didn't quite enjoy it well enough. I've asked for it for Christmas, so I hope I'll get, you know, someone buys it for me so I can watch it again this year, because I did really enjoy it. But I think this is a me film, you know, one that I, you know, don't necessarily watch with someone, but I need the films to watch myself, because I I do my DP and I watch stuff when I'm doing my DP, you know. So it's good to have things. Oh, excuse me. Good to have things for me, just me to do. and yeah, and it does have some real heavyweights. I think it has an actress from famous actress, Hollywood royalty from A Christmas Vacation. I mean, that's a film I kind of like, kind of don't, because it was a John Hughes film. I thought I have to watch it because there's another John Hughes film which I really, really love, but I will talk about that closer to Christmas. Okay, but yeah, I just thought I'd really enjoy that, and it's okay to me, but it's not the most amazing film in the world to me personally, but I know a lot of people love that film. I mean, I think, yeah. So I'm just, yeah, I'm just thinking about film. These are still films that are like a bit more low on the radar, for people, because none of these films are for everyone. But yeah, but Violet Night is my wild card. I mean, yeah, it's. I don't really want to reveal what it's about, but it's but yeah, it's just one of those classic sort of. I think the bad guys are invading this rich woman's estate, and she's having all her family over for Christmas, and somehow Santa gets involved in it all. Okay, that is it. That's all I'm gonna say. But it is so good to me, and I do like that. So yeah, so that's that one, and I'm just thinking of a more heavyweight Santa, but not quite heavyweight. Right, coming up to Christmas. I think. Okay, so this is a film. I'm sorry, this is another horror-y one. So apologies. This is a film that me and Alan often enjoy coming up to Christmas, and it's one of the films we watch earlier as well, and that is Gremlins. Now, I just don't think Christmas is Christmas without watching the Gremlins. Now, we don't always manage it every year. It's not a heavyweight film we like to watch constant, like we really, it's ingrained in our tradition. But me and Alan often watch this film coming up to Christmas, and although it's got the Gremlins and it's a little bit, it's family friendly violence, really. It's funny, and I love it. I love the characters. I love the family. I love the eccentric dad that's an inventor. And Gizmo. How can you not love Gizmo? He's so cute. He reminds me of my cat Justin, actually. But yeah, but if you don't know the premise to Gremlins yet, I'd recommend watching a trailer for it and just to see if it's for you. But yeah, it's got mild violence in it, but it's very 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 nice Christmas film to watch. I've got some beautiful moments in it, some quite harrowing bits in it as well, actually. So it's not all for the faint of heart. But yeah, so those are my two Christmas reviews. I've been ridiculously so today, but I'm just not quite 100%. I've travelled all day, so please forgive me if I've not done much DP while I've been talking. I'm just trying to get all this out, while I can. Just to just before I forget, because I do forget really, really easily. Okay, but I'm going to my parents with Sarah this week. So again, content might be delayed a little bit. I'll try my very best. I've got I just realised I've just bought these two lovely premium pens with my Diamond Art Club order, in which the Three Kings came and the Secret Temple came. So I'll try and do unboxings for them at some point soon. To be honest, I might not unbox Secret Temple straight away. I might leave that in the back burner, but we'll see. But I will definitely unbox the Three Kings, hopefully towards next weekend. Okay.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. See him in a manger laid, Jesus, Lord of heaven and earth. Mary, Joseph, lend your aid. Sing with us our Savior's birth. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Right, as always, thank you for watching my video. If you liked this video, please consider giving me the thumbs up. It just helps others find my video more easily. I hope that this was useful. I hope me marking off the ones while I was doing it was helpful, just so you see my process. And if you like my content, please consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell icon and all to get all of the notifications when I release a new video. Right, bye for now.